If you want to know that, this is the best video you're going to find about this, because it's going to help you boost your intuition so that you know truth and know how to save yourself time, energy, and effort. Because the truth is, a narcissist can hide who they are for more than 12 years. I'm going to repeat myself, 12 years. So imagine giving 12 years of your life to somebody, no matter the amount of videos where you're trying to study a narcissist or you're trying to use your logic to understand a narcissist. Because the thing about trying to use your logic and understanding a narcissist is that you are missing a key important part of that puzzle, which is you, your energy, and how you interact with the world. So this is going to be a short video, 6 minutes maximum. That's going to change your life, I promise you. And it's going to be an opportunity for you to actually see immediate results with what I am sharing you. The reason I want to introduce myself, I'm Nicole Elisa. I'm a love coach, femininity coach, and I'm intuitive. And I teach you how to boost your intuition so that you can avoid narcissists, predators, people that are just plain evil, right? Who want to take away your glow, your essence, your magnetism. And you can use this tool as well to boost your life, to manifest creatively, to attract new opportunities, to attract great love. See, the thing with catching a narcissist, or here catching a cheater or predators in general, a lot of people who are already intuitive, they say, well, my intuition already showed me. There was a text that I saw, there was something that I saw. You feel like you need to see something before you can trust. And that can actually slow you down. As I say, narcissists are extremely skilled at hiding who they are and studying people. So your intuition, which is your connection with God, source, spirit, however you want to call it, your angels, the energy of the highest good of all, is trying to communicate with you by the second. But the thing is that we as human beings, we slow down our capacity to process things, and we need to see them, we need to hear them, we need physical, tangible proof. But in doing so, you many times expose yourself to danger. So if you are somebody that wants to avoid needing to see the negativity, needing to see the thing in action, you might need to see it, it's fine. But the need to see it could take you years. Now, if you value your life, if you value attractive, positive things, if you value peace, if you value your health, there's something about watching a lot of videos about how a narcissist can impact your health. Why does that happen? Specifically to women, because a narcissist is somebody that's trying to control you and is trying to make you experience self-doubt. In those 12 years or however many years it took you to realize the truth about this person, they were nipping at your confidence, they were nipping at your creativity, they were nipping at your self-esteem, constantly nipping and creating this energy of self-doubt within you. Now, what I want to share with you is how you can have extreme clarity. You want to be able to perceive who is lying to you. You want to be able to perceive who's trying to manipulate you. See, the only person that wants you to live in self doubt is a narcissist or a predator or a psychopath that's trying to control you. Okay. The issue at hand is that so many people have these tendencies and they want you to live at their comfort level, wherever they can control you and they can best you. Okay. So, as you know, I've experienced many years, like with family members that were narcissists, teachers that were narcissists, friends that were narcissists, colleagues that were narcissists, um, psychologists that were narcissists. I got stories for you. Hello there. It's so nice to see you. There's people that are predators, that want you to lose your confidence. And I had a conversation with myself. I was like, God, what is it that I can do? Because it was draining to my spirit. So here's what I developed and what I've seen for myself and for my clients that you can do that is most effective when it comes to dealing with a narcissist. It is to build your intuition or to boost it. Your intuition can give you answers within seconds of meeting somebody. It can help protect you and guide you so that you don't have to wait to see proof of the evil doing or the wrongdoing. And you can also use it to boost and attract positive things in your life. So what you want to do with your intuition is that you want to build in your nervous system the capacity to sense truth. These are the answers. These are 3 steps that are going to help you boost your intuition and detect the narcissist within minutes or an hour. You want to be able, with your nervous system, and I'm going to explain to you how this works. You want to be able to detect truth, detect falsehood or lies, and you need to have a capacity to work and clear your ego. These are big terms that I'm gonna separate and clarify so that it all really clicks for you. See, truth. What is truth? Your nervous system is wired, like since you're a baby, right? You can sense so many things: your nervous system, your aura, your unconscious mind, your conscious mind, etc. Your unconscious mind, for example, you have been reading a room since you were a baby, a toddler. Let's work with that, right? Since you're a toddler, you were reading a room. And what happened with your energy when you started to kind of clash with somebody else's lies or fears? What if it was a parent? What if you felt fear that if you rose above to a certain level, your parents wouldn't accept you? What if you were hit growing up as a kid? Okay, trigger warning, right? And you started to shrink your capacity of what you could achieve. You started to maybe lie to yourself. So that's a component about detecting truth, falsehood, and lying to yourself when it comes to your intuition. We develop these traits since we were toddlers. Okay, we lie to ourselves to fit in, or there is maybe you didn't fit in, but there's that small remembrance of when you were hit, or challenged as a kid for calling out the truth or calling out something that a parent was doing, or a teacher or a friend. And it could be equated with a sense of loss, either a loss of somebody that you love or a loss of yourself. And that shock to your system was so big that you decided to wait for proof of things. You didn't want to rock the boat too much, or if you rocked the boat, it came with, like I said, being ostracized as a kid. So I'm talking things at the level of a kid that we suppress in our nervous system. So if we have a strong nervous system programming online to ourselves to fit in, and we have a need to belong that's in the nervous system, we lie to ourselves and we overgive, we overplease. So if you take this is a short video, so I recommend this for everybody, because if you try to study a narcissist, which it helps, please understand that I believe everybody's masterful at what, like, I've studied, I've listened, all of it helps what I'm saying. I'm just saying, if you only study, okay, but you don't build your intuition and you don't address what I'm saying to you about the need to fit in at the level of your nervous system, you might only try to use your logic or your physical senses to address the truth, meaning you need to see proof, you need to see it, you need to smell it, you need to hear it, you need to catch it, and actually you need to feel, like, you know what I mean? It's like it actually slows you down. If you help your nervous system calm down and feel safe to the core, to the point where it's okay if somebody falls out of your life, you didn't do anything wrong, because that's a thing for women. Like, there's a fear of doing something wrong. There's a fear of lying, like I said, like losing people. Once you release those traumas or fear points, stressor points, the fear of being a know-it-all, if you're really smart and you felt like people were calling you names, or you were ostracized, or maybe you're taught if you knew more, or if you became this, you would have been selfish and you have to think about others. All of those different feelings that are in your nervous system, I'm not talking your conscious mind, because your conscious mind is just 10% of what you allow yourself to have, be, do, or think. So we are walking through the world with a lot of suppressed energy or trauma in our unconscious nervous system. But once we release it from the nervous system, then and you recalibrate it, you calibrate your nervous system to be able to sense the truth, and to sense falsehood without losing yourself. And this is something that can take hours. Like, I can help you clear that out in a private session with me. Within within the hour, you will feel better and you will start to see results. But it might take you like a full month of practicing, or a couple months as you continue to develop, depending on the amount of trauma that you've experienced. But I can guarantee to you that within the hour, you will be more accurately to sense truth. This is something that has extensively saved my life, ladies. I have been in spaces, public spaces, where there is about to be a type of event. You know what I mean? Like, where there were, like, certain toys out where people could be unalived. Okay. And I was told to exit the premise without knowing I was about to enter the exact place. And this is not just something that is for me. This is something that's available for you, because God loves all of us. And one of the images that I saw as I developed more of my intuition, and that's available for you as well, is to be able to perceive truth quickly. Perceive, not need to see it, perceive it quickly in seconds, in an instant. And so that's the element that actually really saved my life. And the image that I saw that God showed me was like a baby trying to hold a snake, but having no parent to teach her that's a snake right there, right? Like no parental guidance to know who is a snake. So the issue at hand is, as I said, you want to be able to perceive truth with your nervous system, perceive lies, even the lies that you tell yourself. And this is the gap when we move into the last part. Clear out your ego. You need to be willing to do this because, understanding that being around narcissists, it's like the difference between life and unalive. Okay. Because the level of self-doubt that you can experience, and knowing that 1 in 5 people, and that's a number, like the just have told me, like, yeah, 1 in 5 people are narcissists. And there is an absence of self within women that makes women doubt themselves. Over 68% of women have this. And in that interim, when you're doubting yourself, years pass you by, and you doubt yourself even further. I don't want you to live in doubt. I want you to trust yourself, and I want you to be able to detect twisted snake within seconds or within the hour. It's going to require practice from you. And this is where the element of ego comes into play, because your ego, whether you are in a constant state of either feeling less or feeling better than other people, feeling like you know things already, ego can block intuition. It can distort it. You have to know yourself and clear the elements of yourself, release it from your nervous system where you've abandoned yourself, okay? Because the feeling less, but also feeling like you are better than other people is a form of abandoning yourself. So if we stop abandoning ourselves and we become full of who we really are, we understand that other people are worthy of love and grace, of community. We're not competing with other people, because that's a challenge for most women. I've had to work through it, of course, and be present with ourselves. Then we can sense truth more accurately, and things just start to flow in our lives. I've had experiences where I've had, like I said, therapists, psychologists, I've had coaches, I have spiritual mentors. I've had so many different people try to compete, siphon energy. Like I said, the only person that wants to control you, the only person that wants you to live in self-doubt is the person that's trying to control you or compete with you. So if you want to change this around, if you want to take care of yourself, keep yourself sane, whole, attract the very best people and detect a narcissist and not have to be dragged into their mess, into their trauma, right? Into confusion. I can help you. It's a private session. The link is below. And I give you 3 modules so that you can go at it on your own at your own pace. Like I said, depending on the person, because a lot of people assume that what I'm saying is I need to study myself. Remember, we operate at most with our conscious mind. That's 10%. There's a lot going on in the background. Building your intuition and taking years to study yourself, study narcissists, can be detrimental without clearing what's in your unconscious and in your nervous system. I'm not saying it is, it can be, because a lot of people want to study things mentally, but they're not living the embodiment of the energy. They're in like study mode. What they don't understand is that their nervous system, for some people, like I said, because there's levels of trauma, it can impact them. Ultimately, what I want you to do is, like save yourself from feeling like you already got it, you studied things and you know them, and you can feel like you need to see proof, and then boom, they catch you with something. Let's start having a conversation of identifying them within minutes or by the hour. If that's something that you want to do and you also want to use it for your own life and your own betterment, there's testimonials and we can work there. You're going to have the modules that are going to help you go about it. We're going to do kinesiology based sessions where I help you rewire your nervous system so you can sense truth, you can sense lies, and you can work through your ego. Most clients work like 4 or 5 sessions, depending on whatever's coming up for them, because at the first few sessions, they do it to detect the negative, and the other 2, they do it for, enhancing their own lives, like tripling their income, knowing how to attract the one, knowing how to assess. And it's a fun experience, I promise you. Sometimes I'm in the grocery store and I just practice, like somebody else is buying the groceries and I don't know what they bought, but I try to I say, okay, so intuition, like how much is their bill then going to come up to? And I guess the number. quote unquote guess. And it's so fun because you don't need to live in uncertainty. Some people might be fearful of your capacity for knowing, but nobody can beat your intuition. You know what I mean? Like they can try to I hear one up you or win you over what you learn, but if your intuition is on, baby, there's nobody that can manipulate you. So how about we build our intuition so much that we know how to take care of ourselves and life just thrives, like we thrive, right? Let me know if you have any questions. It's really nice to be back. I've had to go into some self exploration regarding this topic. I had a lot of people that were either stalking my account, copying my content, trying to make me doubt myself. But, I rose like the phoenix. And so can you, right? I really had to ask myself, like, what is it for me to do? Because I am a big believer in feminine energy and feminine grace and living your magnetism. And magnetism can be scary to people once you know things, right? And that's okay to be scary too. But the thing ultimately, you take care of yourself, you live well. And if you want to know what I've been up to, let me know as well. I'm sending you much love. I miss you. And if you want to work with me on these things, then I'm excited to do so because it's time that as women, we take care of ourselves and we know who is good for us. So much love. And I'll talk to you soon.